I started reading the book Abraham Hicks, The Law of Attraction, which teaches the main principle of the law of attraction. And today, I'm here to tell you how my experience has been so far and what I have been able to observe from the few pages I have read. Well, first of all, for my mental health, I started doing 5 minutes of silence with myself every day. So I meditate, but without any music, audio, or noise. Just that during those minutes, I can be with myself. I have a big problem because I always avoid looking at my own reality. So sometimes it's for protection, sometimes because I cannot accept or live with myself. I always need to have headphones on, always be on my phone, always in front of a screen. And if I'm brushing my hair or taking a shower, I find a way to bring something to listen so I'm not alone. And I started to understand that running away from myself all the time only delay things that I need to face. These 5 minutes have been difficult, sometimes uncomfortable, but also revealing. Revealing. Little by little, I'm learning to listen to myself, to recognize what I feel without trying to silence it or distract myself. It's a process of self-knowledge, and I'm building a more honest relationship with myself. Even if it's a small step, it's an important beginning, and I prefer to start like this, slowly. The first sentence that caught my attention while I was reading the book was being exists for only when you constantly understand the relationship between you and your inner being, and then you have true guidance. I understood that we only really understand life and how to live it well when we are aware and connected to our inner self, which is our thoughts, values, and intuition, and sense of right and wrong. And that's why meditation, silence, and reflection are important. You need to understand who you are and what you're looking for. The silence helps you to hear the inner voice, the instructions, draw out intuition. So when you are connected to yourself, you feel more aligned and peaceful. The quote is saying that real direction in life comes from knowing yourself and listening to your inner sense of truth, rather than rely only on external rules or opinions. We want you to know your value, for in the absence of that understanding, you do not attract the legacy that truly belongs to you. Well, the sentence says that when you do not recognize your own value, you end up living below what you could live. You accept less, you choose smaller paths or disconnect from opportunities and experiences that match who you truly are. I made another video talking about my own life and how I did not feel loved. And because of that, I know that I still carry many traits of a needy person, and at the same time, everything can lead to a relationship where my partner repeats the same behavior that I try so hard to avoid. We attract many of our insecurities. It's not a coincidence that you end up liking the person who makes you feel more bad than good. The passion is there, but your awareness tries to warn you in every possible way. And this happens not only in romantic relationships, but also in friendships and social interactions. In your lack of self appreciation, you deny yourself your natural inheritance of continuous joy. A lack of self appreciation means not recognizing your own value and minimizing who you are. And you deny yourself. It's not someone outside who takes this away from you, it's you. Many times we think that someone does something against us, says something uncomfortable, tries to humiliate us. Are you sure? When you know who you are, you can even laugh about it. You are not affected, and even if the people around you have a different image of who you are, just accept it. Not every perception needs to be corrected, and not every misunderstanding needs to be carried. What sustains your joy is not external validation but loyalty to your own essence. This sentence does not say that life will be perfect all the time, but the joy becomes less accessible when you do not value yourself. Someone who thinks I'm not good enough may stop trying, learning, or showing what they know. By doing that, this person denies themselves the joy that comes from growth, achievement, and self expression. Express yourself. When you criticize yourself all the time, even small victories lose their shine. A compliment is dismissed, progress is ignored. Joy exists, but it's not welcomed. This sentence reminds us that joy is not only something that comes from outside, it also depends on the relationship we have with ourselves. When you start to recognize, respect, and value yourself, you do not create joy out of nothing. You begin to allow it to exist. To help you understand the book better, it's important to know that I mentioned Abraham, who is not a physical person. This name is given to a group of known physical consciousnesses, also called a collective consciousness, which, according to the teaching, transmits messages about the law of attraction. Jerry Hicks was the author and speaker who said that channeled Abraham, asking the questions and organizing the teachings into books, lectures, and workshops. Esther Hicks, Jerry's wife, is the one who verbalizes Abraham's message, both in the books and in the lectures, in a state of channeling. Well, and if you want to keep following my journey, I will be waiting for you in the next videos.